Yo, what's good? It's your boy Lo, man. I'm excited to be back for another episode of The World According to Lo. Let's get it.
It's the world according to Lo. So act like you already know. It's gonna be a good show. It's the world according to Lo. So let's sit and grow. It's gonna be a good show.
My name is Aloysius Ballard. I am an award-winning creative director, filmmaker, builder, and an empower of people because I love folks, man. I love to see people at their best, and this is what you get when you're listening to The World According to Lo. We talk about journeys, we talk about things that I come across in my life that I share with you and anyone listening that can help us become the best versions of ourselves, especially as creatives. So let's get into it. So I read something that I wrote down that I wanted to share on the podcast that said, "Fate whispers to the warrior, a storm is coming. The warrior replies back, I am the storm." I'm going to read that again because I really want you to get this. This is the foundation of what we're talking about today. Fate whispers to the warrior, a storm is coming. The warrior replies back, I am the storm. Now, I love this passage because it changes the way we see things that become disruptors in our lives. Oftentimes in our lives, we like to be comfortable. Bear with me. If you think about things that cause disruption, I used to be very fit in school. When I was an athlete, I worked out year round. Exercise was a pleasant thing that I embraced, right? Getting the new max, seeing how much stronger I could get. But now that I'm in this stage of life where I'm not as athletic as I once was, I often see exercise as a chore or something that disrupts my life. Hear me out. Pain is a result of being out of shape. Pain becomes a disruption to our daily lives. I'm trying to sit in a meeting and I'm sore. I'm trying to focus and I'm feeling pain. I'm having all these things that come as a result of me being out of shape. The same exercise pattern at one point in my life was very embraced. I loved it. It was comfortable to work out because I was in shape. But now that I'm out of shape, working out has become something that I shy away from. We often, as human beings, tend to lean towards the comfort of life versus the things that cause disruption. But on the other side of disruption is often the best version of yourself. When we think about why don't we like to read, why is it that a lot of times we can watch 4 hours of TV but can't read a single chapter of a book without falling asleep or getting sleepy? Because disruption is us not being satisfied by something. It's us having to focus and deal with the things that are causing us to change. Now, a lot of times when we go through our creative moment or our journeys or where we want to be in life, there's often things that come to present themselves. And a lot of times we just remain on the receiving end. Think about the mindset of this warrior. Fate, which is what is once defined as what happens to us, right? Or it was meant to be, or it was something that we just had to endure, whispers to him and says, a storm is coming. Let's talk about what the definition of a storm is. A storm is a major disruption. It causes sunny skies and beautiful days to all of a sudden make you rethink your plans, make you rethink your outfits or how you go about the day. Now, the warrior could have been on the receiving end, but he chose to be something different. He whispers back or replies back to fate and says, I am the storm. I want you to consider being the storm in your own life, in your own fate, in your own journey. Don't allow yourself to just be on the receiving end of what we think is already defined. You have the ability to go out and be a disruptor to everything that you feel is not in line in your life. If your finances aren't where you want them to be, your credit score, your job that you have, figure out how you can disrupt the day-to-day of just showing up over and over again to the same result. If you don't take a class, if you don't find a way to learn a new skill, if you don't understand that I have to sacrifice or disrupt certain areas for me to change the outcome, then my friend, I guarantee you, you will always be on the cycle and the receiving end of somebody else's disruption and fate. So many times we go through life and we don't consider embracing the disruption. I work with the healthcare system. Sickness is often a result of us being comfortable in things that disrupt our comfortability in our lives. I like fried chicken. I like fatty meats. I like things that satisfy me, right? But as a result of that, we often see that the outcome is something that causes us to be on the receiving end of something we can't control. Now, imagine being a disruptor to the things that your flesh or your humanly desires wants. The moment we stop being able to sacrifice or to be able to disrupt the things that we feel comfortable with is the moment we stop becoming the best versions of ourselves. See, it's not about chasing perfection. It's about us being open to just see how we can disrupt some things to constantly evolve, to put away procrastination, to put away the things that we don't feel like doing. Because I promise you, on the other side of that disruption, that uncomfortableness that we go through, we'll find that we can fly even higher. We can grow into better versions of ourselves. We can do more things to see our journeys maximize in this thing we call life. All I want for myself and anyone that listens to anything I create is for you to learn how to be the best version of yourself. Nobody defines that. I can't define it. No one around you can define it. Only you know what you're willing to sacrifice and what you're willing to give up in hopes of becoming what you seek in your own life. I hope this episode of the podcast found you learning and developing. I hope it found you in a mindset ready to receive the disruptors that you can create so that you can be the storm in your fate of life. If you would like to support me, man, check it out. You can always go to my website, aloysiusballard.com. But on there's a tab that says Patreon, where you can sign up for $5 a month starting out or more, whatever you choose to do, to help support me making more content like this. I want to sit down and I want to build with more creatives. I want to bring their stories to the forefront. I want to help more people share their why. See, the results that we look for in our lives is not at the end. It's the stories and the experiences that we gather along the way. It's your boy Lo. I thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
It's the world according to Lo. So act like you already know.